Thank you, Mike. I appreciate the 2 years, my friend. Thank you, dude. I need to quickly do the commands, so you guys are spending some time with me as I do the commands, because I low-key forgot to tell Chozo. I wrote everything down to Chozo, and then I just, like an hour and a half ago, and I just forgot to, like, hit send. Comments. Keyboard. Hello, everyone. Hey, guys, you know what I've been stressing about? Let me tell you guys something I've been oddly stressing about. Bro, my posture. I don't know why. Been so stressed out about that. I feel like if I don't get a hold of my posture game, bro, life's gonna be sad. Who else? BYO Nuggets. Ooh, you guys have nuggets? Not gonna lie. Dude, I had dinosaur nuggets the other day. Or not the other day, like a few weeks ago. You know, low-key, dinosaur nuggets ain't for me, man.
Learning how to code in class right now, but had to stop by and say I love you, you woo.
Oh, Jaden, I love you too, bro. Hopefully you're having a good day today, dude. Thank you so much, man. Hopefully class goes well. Alex is using the Arrow 75 with, I think these are roses, right? Rose, KTT roses. There we go. Okay, everybody. Hello. Extra lumbar support in your chair can help, but I still feel myself doing like this. You know, I still feel like bringing my head down. I don't know why I keep doing that, man. What do you think about the moment price? How much is it again? Let me double check. I feel like I have a really, really bad habit of doing that, dude. Just got my red and gold Link 65. Ooh, wait, red and gold? Doing like an Iron Man build? That sounds pretty sweet. 460? Let me, I don't want to like judge it right now, but let me build it this week.
Can't watch tonight, but I saw my sub expired, so I thought I would renew.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate the prime of 5 months of being here, bro. Thank you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Bring your own nuggets? Bro. Can that be a party? Dino Nuggies slap? I guess I just haven't had good ones. How dare you slander Dino Nuggies? Guys, hear me out, though. The batter on the Dino Nuggies isn't it, dude? For me lately, I need like a good batter. 460 is decent, but EU prices is monk ass. Everything EU right now, dude. So, bro, someone told me on YouTube this morning that the did my camera freeze? Oh, it did freeze. Hold on, guys. Oh, I know why that is. My camera, dude, my camera today decided to. All the cam links decided to like switch. All right, it's not gonna work. Give me a second. Chair stream? Yeah, pretty much. Hold on. All my cameras today decided to like just flip. And I don't know why. I spent like 15 minutes figuring out which cam link was which cam link. Here we go. Whew. Chair stream though. I want someone to make good Dino Nuggets, legit restaurant. Dude, that's what I'm legitimately saying, dude. They need to do those. Oh wait, Cyan, have you guys done your thing yet? Is it too late for me to, I don't know, man. Days have been blurring together lately. Hi, Insty. Hi, Skies, how you doing? Hi, Funky. Hi, B. Hi, C-Jazz. What's going on, dude? Hi, Wara. How you doing, dude? Hi, your boy Snazzy. Schnazzy, sorry, my bad. Ride, what's going on, dude? Darth, what's going on? Hello, everybody. Bro, but someone told me that the shipping on the Terrazzo, what's it called? Screw holder was like $100 to Europe. Bro, it's just, dude, shipping prices have been fluctuating lately. It's crazy. What's up, Kate? How you doing? Came for the hibby, stay for the vibes? Let's go, dude. Cover in flour, egg washed, and breadcrumbs. I wonder, could you make your own Dino Nuggies? Osmond.
Yo, how you been, Alex?
Dude, I've been, dude, today, honestly, it was interesting. I feel like today I had a lot of work today. but I feel like I got it all done in like record timing, and everything went smooth. There was no hiccups. It was a weird day for that. Usually there's hiccups galore. Oh man, dude, why do I keep doing this to myself? Where did I put the little? Okay, you know what? This is what happens when you clean. You lose things. You know what? I'm not worried about it. I don't know where I put my little thing again. What's up, Gundam? How you doing, dude? Wait, did someone redeem a compliment? Ravius, let me tell you something right now, dude. You're as delicious as this G Fuel. I'm not sponsored by them, but it's really good. I really like this flavor. It's Moist Critical's flavor, but that's how delicious you are, my guy. Hopefully you're having a great day today. A secret to really crunchy, crispy nuggets is to smash cornflakes. Yeah, that's what my mom used to do, believe it or not. Well, she still does that with things. You're not too late. It's on the 16th. Ooh, okay. I'll have to DM you again, because I'm kind of like, oh, wait, can I show you guys one thing before we start the Hibiki? Can I show you guys one thing, and then we'll do the Hibiki? Evening G Fuel? Bro, I shouldn't even have it this time, realistically, but I'm honestly, like, I love it so much. Okay, let me go get it really quickly. I'll allow it. Thanks, guys. Let me quickly show you, dude. Okay. Divine Peach is good mixed with it. You know, I still haven't tried mixing all that stuff. And thank you guys for the subscriptions and your primes, man. I appreciate that. Oh, I forgot to post the... Okay, we'll do the post to Instagram here in a bit, too. You guys will be with me as we do that. Wrong way. BRS, thanks so much for your prime, dude.
Wow, 5 months on Hibiki Day, Alexotos. Wow.
I know, the Hibiki Day. First, any guesses to what this is? Now that I've opened it and you guys can kind of see stuff while I get my Instagram stuff ready to make a post for Hibiki. I guess we're still kind of on time. It's only been 8 minutes in stream. I'm kind of ahead of schedule. I mean,
so nice.
Oh, you know what I could do?
Yes.
Can we share this? I don't know if we can. Thank you guys. I appreciate that, Funky. Aiden, thank you so much for your prime too. Oh wait, how'd you guys already know it was the snake? All right, I'll open it up. Let me just share this thing from Hibi. Streaming now. Okay. Wait, how'd you guys already know? That's crazy. And thank you guys. I appreciate your primes. Distinctive O-rings. Yeah, they put this like really cool tote bag in here too from Parallel, which is kind of cool. I don't know if I'd use it for anything, but guys, let me tell you, this board, like, this is on the high key. When I opened this up to look at it before, because I wanted to see how it looked like in person. Bro, dude, let me show you guys this. I legitimately am just so wowed by this. First of all, the color, there's a lot of oils, I guess, from the factory here. So ignore it on the weight. I gotta clean that. Color's nice, right? Dude, look at this. This looks so cool. Like, that is something I've never seen before. It's just such a cool, like... Simon hated this board. Simon hates a lot of things, though. Simon legitimately hates a lot of things. It's okay. Mine? Already claiming it? You did claim it before, too. Yeah, it looks cooler in person. I think it does look cool, because like the way the light hits it and everything, it looks cooler in person. Very cool, though. I can't wait to build this. Millennium Jade Green from Nissan? That's oddly specific, and I'm here for it. Dude, I need to get a good set of green keycaps. Speaking of another good-looking board, though, definitely a lot nicer than the renders. I think even in the renders, the green might have been a bit darker, but no work today, so I can finally catch an Alex stream. Can you really catch it in Australia? Was it first thing in the morning there? All right, time for the Hibiki. Dude, hear me out, guys. Here's what I thought. Yellow switches to go with the brown board. Shadow, thank you so much for your prime, dude.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Thank you guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys all for the subs. Guys, this brown is perfect, by the way. Why is this here? I'm gonna move this out of the way so I don't dirty things up. This brown is literally perfect. But yeah, I think the yellow switches are gonna go perfect with this.
That parallel ball
Shadow and
looks
Woodknock,
crazy.
thank you so much for your primes,
Need
dude.
my hands on that.
I know, right? Okay, I did need to screw these together, but look at the brown ano. I'm not gonna lie, like I've told you guys a bunch of times, like brown ano and orange in particular are colors that I really want to see more of. So it was kind of cool seeing that this came in like a nice brown ano. I was looking at the colors on the website. The other color I really liked was
Brown
the
board,
office beige.
yellow switches. Imagine if you didn't skip on botanical.
Bro, it makes me sad that you reminded me that I skipped on botanical. It literally just made me so sad. Look at this though, guys. So this is injection molded. So there is gonna be like, I forgot the terms for all these things, but there is like on Hibiki's website, there is like a whole spiel about it. So nice. Baby, thank you so much for the prime, bro, for 5 months. But honestly, from like, there's some dust on it now that's settled from me opening it the last few days. I'll clean that up as we go today. But I mean, it's pretty flawless. I know this is just a prototype, so obviously just take it for what it's worth here. But yeah, nothing that I noticed at all. Like it looks really, really, really good. Let's actually open this up here and let's grab some stuff on the inside. We machined and polished off the tooling. Yeah, it looks really, really good. I think if you want more of an in-depth of their injection molded thing, like I think Canon Keys also has it. I think Novel Keys has it. A lot of people have like what to expect from injection molded products. And there you go. Looks good though. No threads in the plastic. It looks like there is inserts. So nice. It looks like it. Honestly, I'm having a tough time like seeing past there, because the acrylic's kind of like warping it. Thank you, Andy Hibby, for 6 months in advance, dude. I appreciate that. Oh, there's plate foam. Are there metal barrels in the PC? Why is there a fruit fly here? Get out of here. Mr. Odos, did you state at one point that you like the spring swap your KTC roses? So the roses are not bad on their own. What the hell's this? Oh, the daughter board. But I do like to spring swap them anyways. Oh, USB-C area. Yes, 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 yes. These ones here are obvious to see. I don't know if there's any here. Is there, Kate? I don't think so, because it threads into the top, right? Too damn sweet. Let's go, dude. Dude, today was oddly hot too, right? But you can see these ones. These are pretty clear to look at. But I don't see any on these. Are through holes? Okay, so it threads into the top. Okay, makes sense. Good to see though that anything that screws into the actual polycarbonate does have that. So that just sits like that. That's cool. All right, let's put feet on this first so I don't damage this. The PCB also matches the case in this case here. It is a Wilba PCB. With all Wilba PCBs, it does need like a little bit of a flex back, so just be careful as you do that. But I do find they just need to kind of like flex back a little bit. Also, love the two-tone colors on this, by the way. Very, very nice. Good old Wilbur. You technically don't need screws. Yeah, I figured as much. We got that, and then we have some other screws here for the case. And I think that's everything here. We're gonna use a polycarbonate plate. I don't think they're offering any other plate designs. I don't think I saw anything there. I think it's just literally polycarb. So Kate, was there a reason why it was just polycarb? Each color option has its own machining or matching PCB color. Yeah, I saw that too, which is cute. Do you ever spring swap Kale box switches? Just so everyone's aware, for the majority of switches I use, on stream, like you'll see me use stock. You know, you'll see me use stock things. But for any keyboard that I have a lot of time with, and what clients are a different story, like obviously it's just what they want. But if I have a lot of time with the keyboard, there's a 90% chance that I'm going to be spring swapping. Usually because it's not even because sometimes they're bad springs. It's literally a weight thing. I like 55 gram springs. Like that's just what I like. So, you know, it is what it is there. So that's just what I like. It's just 55 gram is nice. And then on top of that, some of them are not consistent at all. Some of them are like awfully not consistent. All right, let's put these guys here on. Sprint got expensive for me at one point in the hobby, so I just kind of been sticking with TX springs, and I've been completely happy with them. I mean, honestly, even sometimes I use the stuff from like Wuche. and they're completely fine. Oh, there's a lot of feet here. So nice. Gurney, thank you so much for the tier 1, dude. I appreciate that, man. Thanks for gifting one to the community, bro. I appreciate that, dude. I mean, like, do you guys spring swap? I don't know. I do. I tend to. I have a whole box worth of springs. 55 grams, 53. You don't? I spring swap pretty much everything. I think it's becoming more of a common thing. Yeah, these are FFFF switches. FFFF switches. Yeah, 4 Fs. So these are filmed and lubed. These are older batches, and I did feel like filming them was kind of necessary. So they are filmed and lubed. If you like 57 gram, that's huge, dude. I love that. Yeah, I've been digging the 3-stage Wuche ones. These are rare now? Do they not make them anymore? Dude, what? I thought they were still making these. Honestly, I think they're the same materials as, like, I'm pretty positive they're the same material as, what's it called? They're lavender switches, right? They're basically lavender switches. Just so you guys can see some of like the side over here too. And then this is what the case would look like when it's all like together. It looks really cool at this bottom piece. Definitely pretty sharp looking. I like that. Definitely different. I solder my boards, so I'd rather spring swap. That's true too. Kale box springs besides, I don't know. I've never done kale box. Are these kale boxes clicky mostly? I don't remember which ones kale boxes are. All right, this is just foam, so we don't need this. Let's do our stabs first before I forget. Where did I put the stabs? I literally had a whole bag of stabs here so we can stream with. Dude, that's actually becoming a worse habit of mine is my memory, bro. My memory has been poop. Where did I put them? I literally had them here. Oh, right here. Will there be other Hibiki colors in the future? Yeah, I would like to see some other like off the beaten path colors. As for the PCB, we do have a fixed layout, I believe. I don't think there's many options here. I think there is split backspace, and that seems to be about
Thank you for your kindness and passion.
Derek, thank you, dude. I appreciate it, man. Hopefully we can do more fun colors in the long run. That'd be really cool. Sentient, thank you so much for your 10 months, bro. Appreciate you, dude. Let's use this thing again. Let's use our little keep mat here. Compliment to Term. So nice. Dude. Termy. If you were a keyboard group buy, I know you'd sell it in a minute, dude. Well, that sounds like a bad thing, actually. I take that back. That sounds like a terrible thing, but in my mind, it's not, because that means you're popular and people would, like, want you, but it also sounds like you're selling out, which... Termy, if you were a stabilizer, you'd be perfectly tuned and have no spacebar wobble. All right? Thank you so much for being here, dude. I appreciate that. Jishy, what's going on, dude? But pink's cool, though. Although I do feel like I have a lot of pink and like very like lilac keyboards now. I feel like I went overboard with that. Lately, I've been more into like wanting my browns, oranges, and greens. Which nobody seems to have. Nobody seems to want to give me those. Well, we do have this, I guess, the chalk color. Okay, let's get rid of these and let's start lubing. Pink rose gold would be, yeah, I think a good rose gold though, because a lot of the times with rose gold, a lot of times it becomes more champagne. I feel like that was the problem with the, it wasn't the problem, but you know the Andromeda was supposed to be rose gold? The Andromeda definitely has a little bit more like champagne-iness to it, rather than the rose gold. I think rose gold might be a tough color.
Ha, F for year, Pock.
Hey, Fur, what's going on, dude? Yeah, it's been 6 months, bro. What the heck? That's crazy, dude. Thank you so much, man. Is the polycarbonate bottom even on a flash surface? Are you saying, is it even on a flat surface? Let's see if it rocks at all. I don't think it... Yeah, it's fine. Nothing rocking with that. I love your Andromeda though. Yeah, I like my Andromeda too. The fall colors, forest green. You know what? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I just want more fall colors right now because it's fall. Maybe that's literally what it is. Huh. Wait, is that Frank? What's going on, Frank? Kebabbers, thank you so much, dude, for your prime. I appreciate you being here, bro. So what have you guys been up to today? V-Dub. So nice. Good evening, Mr. Toes.
Good evening, Mr. Toes. How are you doing on this fine Wednesday afternoon?
Well, what did I do today? I had a really productive day today. I also learned that no matter what I do in this hobby, no matter what I do, the moment I post anything with RGB in it, it will do better than anything that I've ever worked on. Even if it's like a project that I've been spending a lot of time with. The moment I just sprinkle a little bit of RGB, people are clicking in to watch more stuff. So I guess the reality is, guys, RGB sells. RGB makes people want to click in. How do you like the weight of the base? It's lightweight. It's not like too crazy, which is nice. But I kind of don't mind lighter keyboards, so maybe it's just me. Me like pretty colors? Dude, anything with RGB does well, man. It's crazy, dude. We're like flies who can't resist the light. Dude, I'm the same way though, man. If we stopped hitting on RGB, the hobby would be so much bigger. Actually true though. Moths to a flame? Is it moths or flies that, I mean, don't flies also get drawn to light? Isn't it all like, pretty much all insects do? Oh, I didn't even realize I still have like my backdrop up for this. RGB rose gold board? Dude, that's actually a sick title. Dude, it's so hard to think of titles for things. Flies get drawn to PE foam, Keck W. I think it's just moths. Oh. Well, damn. I like RGB, but only if I can keep it to one solid color. I think RGB is cool. I still do. But there are some products, like, dude, you know what product I thought was just the most ridiculous use of RGB? The chair. The chair that has RGB behind it. I don't get that one there. Yeah, the gamer chair. That one there, I still don't understand. Yeah, you guessed it, Juicebox. The chair seems stupid to me. Dude, there's literally a chair with RGB on the back. I don't even think it's on where you sit. I think it's literally behind you. Doesn't make any sense to me. Gamer chairs, period? Yeah, man. That, you know, if I could tell you guys that one of the biggest scams in the industry for anything is those fucking gamer chairs. When I worked with a gamer retailer, we sold those chairs, and it was the most ridiculous thing ever. Wait, Violet, how much were those chairs? Do you remember? They were, like, marked up, right? It's so ridiculous. Like, again, if you find joy in it, then go do your thing, but it's a crazy product, man. The RGB toilet was peak. Okay, first of all, hear me out on this. We're taking a quick pause. Well, not that I'm getting much done right now. Toilets with RGB, or, like, lights inside the toilet, are high-key underrated. Toilet lights are so good for when you want to use a toilet in the middle of the night and there's a light in the toilet. They're actually high-key underrated, dude. I've experienced one time ever, and it was the night. It was like beautiful. RGB IM cables, that's a thing? Dude, they're pretty pog, right? It could be RGB, it doesn't even matter, just a light. They're pretty pog, though. And thank you guys for the follows and subs, guys. So you don't miss? I guess that's just so you don't have to pull out your phone, like turn on lights and disturb everyone. The light that is dedicated bathroom heater for the winter? A dedicated bathroom heater? You know what I used to use as a dedicated heater for my room was my computer. When we didn't have heat on and I just wanted to like warm up my room, I just let my computer like play a video game. I think it was the original Division. I was so cold in my room one night. I turned it on and I just let Division run in the background. And my computer was so hot and it just warmed up my entire room. So nice. RGB chairs add plus 20 FPS. Probably more, man. RGB undies? Gosh. They have, yep, they have RGB microphones. They literally do. Which again is like, I feel like that light, because that mic you need to have like near your mouth. I feel like that's kind of distracting, but it is what it is. No, Moxie, what's going up? What's going up? On, dude, I don't know what's going on with me. I'll tell you right now. What's up, dude? Scuffed heater. We have a specific baseboard in our bathroom, and it's so great when I have to go at like 2 a.m. mid-January. Fuck, that does sound really good. RGB headphone stands. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I did buy my dad an RGB headphone stand, and I'm not too sure. I think he turned it off. So now it's just a headphone stand. Because the shitty part about all those RGB products is you need a cable. It's not like they're battery operated or like have some sort of like solar thing that you need cables running to everything. Oh yeah, I guess the foam does negate that. That's true. Didn't Razer make an RGB face mask during the pandemic? I wouldn't put it past them. Didn't they make a whole bunch of weird products? Even recently, they've been making some weird, strange products too. My neighbor has RGB in their backyard, and I'm so jealous of them having a blue backyard at night. That's pretty cool. You know, actually, those are not Skullhead. I bought one for like for photography use, but those lights that go on in the backyard that are like RGB, they're actually really inexpensive for outdoor use. So nice.
Good day, mate.
Reagan, what's going on? That sounded oddly convincing from the TTS guy. Reagan, what's going on, dude? 35 months. Are you... Is Chozo or you longer in subs? I think it might be you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Razer is the pioneer of RGB. You know, I've never really owned a Razer mouse. I think I was given one time, but I never used it. How about that dinner? My dinner tonight was chicken thighs with brown sugar. And what else are we putting? It's oregano, brown sugar, basil, garlic, honey, some other spices, salt and pepper, I think. I don't remember. And then some other stuff that I threw in there too. You know, I'm not going to lie. It was still juicy. Like, it was good tonight. I feel like I didn't add enough brown sugar because we doubled the batch of chicken. And I kind of eyeballed it this time. And I feel like I didn't add enough brown sugar. By a hair. It was still really good. I just feel like I could have added a bit more. Don't you have a Viper Ultimate, dude? I do. You're right. I was using one for a while. Why did I think that was Logitech? Food pics? I don't really have like in the dish, but I can show you guys. I thought I saw you have a Razer Viper. Hey guys, listen, I've actually used Razer products. I don't know if you guys misheard before, but I've actually used Razer products. I've used them, and I've been using Razer, dude. Cotton 1440p. Here, this is what we made. So I seared them. Basically for about 4 minutes on the skin side and like 2 minutes on the other side. And then threw them in with like the, I don't know what you'd call it, the baste, whatever. The sauce. Let it cook in the frying pan for like another 60 seconds. And then we threw it in a pan, like a deep pan, and then let it cook for like 30 minutes in the oven. What's the keyboard on the desk with the pink and blue keycaps? So this is, the Aero 75 with Bento. It's the new Space Cables one. It's actually pretty nice. I quite like it. My favorite stabs? This question is something I love answering because it's always going to be the same answer, I think. There's been no stabs that have come out that have been like game-changing. In terms of like, they're just so good. I think every stab has like a good positive and negative to it. For example, I think Stabies to this day are probably the easiest to get sounding great. But I think TX stabs are like more versatile. And then I also think things like Cherry MX or Cherry stabs, you literally cannot go wrong with Cherry stabs. Benson, bro, why'd you have to expose a man like that? Benson, I thought we were homies, my friend. Why'd you gotta do me like that, dude? Yeah, Owl Lab V whatever stabs now they're called. They have those magic metal wires that stay in place. So everything has like their positives and benefits. I think the only negative thing from the Owl Lab stabs, which people were complaining about, was they were hard to install. Durox stabs are fine. This is Durox stabs today. I use Durox stabs for almost 90% of the builds that we use. A lot of people just send Durox stabs because they're available, they're easy to get. So, man, I used to daily drive a Ducky keyboard with pudding keycaps, RGB galore, but got sick of it and built a custom. You know, I low-key, though, wouldn't mind building, like, a full transparent keyboard. Like, I think that would be really fun. And I'm not talking about, like, frosted. I kind of mean, like, how the Hibiki has this type of polycarb. I would love to build a whole keyboard like this. Just everything see-through. Even with some clear polycarbonate caps. But Reagan, do you think the acrylic would kind of distort the view in? Actually, acrylic might be a good option for that though, Reagan. I don't know if that would twist the light. I recently saw a video of someone saying Duroc V2s are bad now. I'm not gonna say like their opinion's wrong or nothing, because I don't want to take away from their experience of like Duroc stuff. But there's absolutely nothing wrong with. I'm using them literally all the time. I don't think there's anything wrong with Duroc stabs versus TX and Stabies. Even in comparison, I don't think it's like Stabies and TX are clear-cut winners. I don't know, like, does anyone in chat have an opinion without, I guess, parroting anyone else? Clear case, clear caps, clear... Yeah, I think that would be really fun. Maybe a clear PCB too, but I know those have issues from what I understand. Sanding the edges of stabilizer wires? What is that supposed to do? I've heard other people say it. Sanding the edges of wires. Clear stab wires? My opinion is stabs stabilize the keycaps. That's true, Philip. You're absolutely not wrong. Yanni, what's going on, dude? Ultima, what's going on? It's funny how the Duroc V2s were the gold standard for the longest time and everyone says they're basically unusable. I guess I disagree. And again, everyone's allowed to have their own opinion and experience with things. I use them so often and people say that my stabs sound great and I've never really touched up any of my stabs. So I guess that's where the confusion lies to me. This is the chalk color. I really wonder if there'll be any significant innovation with stabs in the near future. I wonder too. And Yan, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Yan Peng. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much for the gift of tier 1, bro. Yeah, the cake too. I tried touch up Durocs and they always have ticking. Yeah, and Ren, I think everyone's allowed to have like their own like mileage may vary experience with things. Again, I've never had problems with them. Just like I've never had problems with Tesla's like, I don't use stabs in any of my keyboards. Wireless stabs? Oh yeah. Did you guys see the new wireless stabs from DN? Anyone see those? Hey, I thought I could get you guys back with it. You guys remember when you guys did that to me so long ago? Why hasn't anyone made a cylindrical housing stab? I feel like someone has. What is DN? Thanks, Punk. I appreciate that. These nuts. Thought you can pull a fast one on us? Bro, you guys literally did it to me. That was the first time You can't fool. That was the first time I ever fell for something, and then I stopped trusting you guys. That was the moment my trust issues kicked in. It was probably the most memorable one. Yeah, it was like, yeah, dude, you guys literally told me about wireless stabs from this company called DN. I'm sitting here like, oh, that's so cool. Innovation. How does that work? And then someone just put these nuts, and I'm just like, all right, bro. No, that I got you guys good with, Chaos. That was actually too good, though. Your first mistake was trusting chat, bro. Today, I guess so, huh? All right, some Nice dielectric Gurus. Nutty stabs. Never trust chat. I trust you guys. Come on. I feel like warped keycaps contribute more to ticking than people admit. You're not wrong. Honestly, you're absolutely not wrong. They do absolutely contribute a large amount to spacebar and just stabilizer, rattle, and ticking. A lot of people, like I remember clients, they'll send me over like PBT. PBT is usually the culprit here. Cheaper PBT keycaps, and then what happens? They're ticking like crazy because the spacebar is really warped. You're very, very. Who said that again? Hugh? Dude, you're very right, Hugh. That's why it's good to do tests with a lot of things. Yo, Little Tokyo. You know it, my friend. We're building chalk. Honestly, I think chalk's the best color out of all those. Don't get me wrong, the purple's cool too, but brown is very underrated. How do you fix warps GM? So GMK, I have no idea, but I know how to do PBT. I don't know how to fix ABS stuff. That is out of my realm of knowledge. Absolute love chalk for, yeah, dude. I have a nice keycaps we're gonna go with it too. Actually,
hi Alexotos, hope you have been keeping well. Also, you kinda look like Matt Carpenter on the Yankees.
Matt Carpenter? Who is Matt Carpenter? Let me look this up. You guys always say you look like someone, and then do I? Is it because the mustache? Is it literally just because the mustache? Is it literally just because this man is a mustache dude? It's the stash? Bro, I think I look nothing like him. Hold on, can I get a bigger photo of this guy? Let me see. Chat, do I look like him? Do I look like him, chat? Although this is a very admirable mustache, I must say. I normally avoid Twitch, but I had to catch a stream. Hey, yo, what's going on? What's going on, diddly doo? Bro, I don't think so. I didn't know you played for the Yankees. Dad? Okay, you know what? Dad, is that you? If you were high, perhaps? Brother from another mother? Maybe with a cap? I look so dumb with baseball caps on, dude. I look ridiculous. My ears stick out so much. Lots ignoring this work meeting to catch you stream. Is it a boring meeting? I never knew my father Nemo with a cap 100%. Dude, my ears stick out too much though, man. I guess maybe a little bit. I don't know, man. Show and tell time? For which one? Oh, for the cap? I have no baseball caps here. I left them all with my parents, and truth be told, that's probably where they're gonna stay. I'm not a baseball cap guy, man. Just like I'm not really a beanie guy. I'm a hood guy. All right? I wear hoods. I'll put a hood on. I'll put like a jacket hood on or like a sweater hood on. Are the tweezer, are we doing the tweezer type test today? Can we do it on a PCB that's not hot swap? Because it's a little tricky with the hot swap ones, because you gotta like move it's a little harder with those. But the next, I was thinking about that actually today. The next non-hot swap one we do, yes. They're just a little tougher to do with hot swap sockets. Hoodies, beanies, caps. Yeah, it's tougher to test. I've already tested the PCB beforehand, but the PCB is by Wilba. There's Wilba's little logo. I love the color of this. The other side's nice too. Two-handed or single-handed? So nice. Huh?
What color are we building today?
We're building chalk. I'll show you guys here in a second. What are we talking about? Two-handed and three-handed and what? We need some keyboard meets in the Denver area. Do they have a, I guess, Discord for you guys in that area? If they have a Discord, then you know the drill. How long does it take you to build a keyboard? A hot swap keyboard can take, I mean, are you, okay, here's the question. Are you counting, where the fuck is it? Are you counting lubing switches? If you count lubing switches, then I got some stories for you. If Wilba's watching, we need more PCBs for me personally, more graphite. More graphite. Wilba, take notes, please. Well, lubing switches, depending, I mean, let's just say it's the easiest switches to lube, which just need a little bit of lube. I'd say like all in all, you can probably turn around a keyboard in like 3 to 4 hours. Is that bento on your... Dude, I actually read that. Is that bento on your area? Dude, we actually had the best sushi the other day. It's been a while since sushi's wowed me because usually I've been having some, like, I guess pretty mid-level sushi. But, bro, we had the best sushi the other day. I only got a little bit because I wasn't that hungry, but I wish I got more. Honestly, Pattis, if I really need to focus in on lubing switches, I watch a movie. Oh, you know what movie I watched? Bullet Train. That was actually so good, dude. Impressive that you're even building this when I don't think Kate gave instructions. Oh. Is there tricks to this that I'm supposed to use? Wait, is there like a special trick to this, Kate, that I'm supposed to do? It looks like pretty standard construction to me. I think Kate only said that the daughter board cable needs like a little twirl in order to sit in its like compartment. Okay, screw. Sometimes the threading on these screws suck. Okay, but this is just the stabilizer screw. Get rid of this one here. There's no tricks? Heck yes. Appreciate that, Andy. I heard a lot of mixed reviews on Bullet Train. Bro, I actually super enjoyed it. It was really fun. Bullet Train was good. I also saw that it had mixed reviews and I was kind of like disappointed because like it seemed like just a fun movie. And yeah, I honestly thought it was really fun. What's the sushi resto for us Toronto peeps to look at? So nice. I think there's
Alex,
really good ones
about
these
to
days.
go to bed cause I live in the UK and am dying of exhaustion but I needed to
dude.
give my prime before bed.
Oh my
Night
god.
one.
Bro, good night. Have the sweetest dreams. If I could tuck you in, I would, my friend. Love you, dude. Dude, try this place called Aya 260. Or, dude, there's another really good one. It's in Yorkdale. I like the sushi from them. Fuck, I don't remember what it's called now. Ah. So nice. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate your tier 1, bro. I don't remember what it's called. It's in Yorkdale. It's in a mall. If you guys are from Toronto, you'd have to take a subway up. It's not in the core of the city. It's in the mall. I just literally can't remember. To be tucked in by Alex? Okay, dude. My palate with sushi has changed a lot. Mine too, oddly enough. I used to hate certain things, but I think my taste buds have like, well, maybe I liked it all, but no, it's not mall sushi. It's like a restaurant in the mall. I just don't remember what it's called. You're definitely a diesel. Hey, yo. It does have some foam, which we're going to use today. I do want to experience it with the foam. It is hot swap, so if I end up hating it, I can literally rip it out. All right, this should be good. Then I'll do a little tuning up of our stabs. You already know they need to be tuned. I'm building my Tiger 80 Lite and I want to go for a deeper sound. What foam? If you want to go for deep, the problem is I don't think this is considered deep, but I would put all the foam in. But I think also your switch choice and your keycap choice will also affect this too. So it's hard to say it's going to be deep. Do you have any experience with Astro Logic keys? Oh, the one that set from Drop? Dude, that set's really pretty. And the designers of that set too are awesome too. I think it's designers or a designer. I don't know if it's a group collaboration. But that's a really nice one. Are you talking about that astrology keycap set? No, it's not Max Sushi. No. Fuck, you guys are making me look it up, dude. Sushi in Yorkdale. Tora. It's called Tora. That's a, you know, I like it. It's a little expensive. It's a once in a blue moon treat. The brown PCB, dude, the brown PCB is lit. Hi, Jaden, how you doing, dude? Hey, Alex, what are some of the recent favorite switches? You know, I like those cream soda switches. Kind of want more of those. But other than that, like recently, I'm still kind of in the, kind of in my KTT Rose space, you know? I do like my roses. Very much into those. All right, I'm not gonna put the standoffs for this. I don't think I've ever used standoffs for these. I still kind of don't understand what the purpose is of standoffs. I guess it's for people who want to just like take things apart inside the case without disassembling it, but to each their own. Dude, I actually like, you know what was crazy to me? This was on a YouTube video. This deserves sad music. Someone messaged me on the YouTube video and said, "Hey Alex, what is your favorite Switch?" And in my head, I'm like, didn't I say my favorite Switch in this video? So, you know, the intro starts, it's like me typing, and literally, I kid you not, the first thing I said was, someone asked, like, what's your favorite Switch? I'm like, oh, KTT Roses. So I was like, okay, obviously this guy didn't watch the video. So I was like, hey, it's in the video. He hits me back with I watched the whole thing and couldn't find it. So again, I'm just like, okay, maybe he missed it. You know, maybe he skipped the beginning. So it's like, oh, it's like with literally within the first 20 seconds, but it's KTT Roses. A few days goes by. He sends me an email. And it was, hey, I asked you a few times on YouTube, but I'm still not sure. Can you please remind me what your favorite Switches are and has it changed? And I'm thinking to myself, have I not like told this guy? And I went back, it was 2 days ago, prior to that he told me, that he asked me. So I was like, hey, hasn't changed, it's still KTT Roses. This was like 2 weeks ago. He literally emailed me today and asked me today, before I pull the trigger on these Switches, are KTT Roses still your favorite? I was like, yeah, they're still good. And then on the YouTube video today, he messaged me, just said, I wish I bought these Switches because you seemed happier with them. I think in that video, I still said KTT Roses are still my favorite. And I'm just like, why do I even entertain this shit, dude? Like, why do I even like bother? It's just wild, bro. This is relatable. I know, I say it every single time, bro. What board is that with the bento right now? This is the Aero 75 from Gray Studios. It was just wild to me. That's a good troll, though. Honestly, it could have been a troll. But for some reason, I don't think it was, man. KC wants a compliment. Hey, KC, if you were to ask me every single day what my favorite Switch was, I would never get sick and tired of it, all right? Love you, dude. Hopefully you're having a respectable and awesome day today. Hopefully everything in your life's going fantastic. Love you, man. Yeah, but what are your favorite Switches? Yeah, but what are they, bro? Please stick to the pour-on pads and the plate, not the top base part. On the plate? Is there a reason why? Can I ask? Typically, I usually put things on the case itself. KTT Roses, right? I'm not sure if I want to get these, but if they're still your favorite. Yeah, I mean, if you still like them. Can you check email? Did Reagan send me a fucking email, bro? He did. Reagan said, what is your favorite Switch? Hey, listen here, Reagan. Sales at spaceholding.net. I kind of actually think that maybe Cherry MX Blues might have my new Might be my new fave. So if you want to invest in those, I'd say go invest in the Cherry MX Blues. Just bought them? Enjoy your MX Blues. I feel like the new meme is being born as we speak. Hey, what's your favorite Switch? You know what, too? I understand the question, but I actually still kind of don't understand the question. Because, like, don't you want to, like, try different Switches instead of just, like, taking a shortcut and being like, which ones do you like? Or I guess maybe they use it as, maybe I'm being ignorant. I think maybe they're using it as a starting off point, but I guess in a way, like, yeah, maybe I'm wrong. I think it definitely is maybe a starting off point type thing. Let's test these. Oh, okay. I need your guys' opinion. Are we doing Serica or are we doing Resonance? Serica is GMK and this is PBT, but I have a weird feeling this is gonna like slap on this keyboard. Xcoke, thank you so much for the tier 1, dude. Like, I have a weird feeling this will slap, but I think both of them are good choices. So GMK Serica or Resonance? Is it pronounced Resonance? Yeah, Resonance. I keep calling it Resonant. Daily obligatory Greg? Bro, if someone gives me Greg, I'll actually keep it. But I'm honestly not spending my money on Greg. I don't love Greg. Thank you again, Xcoke. I think people just value your opinion. I guess you're right, Liv. I'm being stupid. I'm being a little bit like gatekeepy. Totally. I think I caught myself. That's crazy. I do think it still is important to try a bunch of things rather than settle on something like immediately just because it's like someone's favorite. Because honestly, everyone recommended me Epsilon switches, and yes, I like them, but I really don't like the fact that the leaf causes noises in it. So that's my one. I think the hobby is going down. Sorry, Nork. I'll do better. I don't have chocolatier. I wish I did. All right, we'll do Resonance. There's a few sets I really wish I had. I also wish I had shit. What's the other set called? Not chocolatier, but Is it Mudbeam? Mudbeam would have been really nice on this too. How did I get into this hobby? So originally, are we gonna do the green or no? Should I do the green number row or just do black? Originally, how I got into the hobby was I was looking for new keyboards. Oh, that's a good spacebar already. Did I miss you say this earlier? Light is off? It is off. I have literally no idea where I put the stupid thing. This has been happening a lot, guys. I literally I've been trying to organize more, and then I always oh, it's right here. I see it. Turn on, please. There we go. And then I'll put it underneath something, and I just lose it. Continue the story. Oh, basically, I wanted to I really wanted to get into a hobby, and I was kind of into making my setup look cool at the time. And I was like, okay, what else can make my setup look cool? So I ended up seeing people having not custom, but nicer looking keyboards. So I did what anyone who doesn't know better does, and I looked on Amazon for a nicer keyboard. And I came to conclusions that either I wanted something super RGB or I wanted what everyone was talking about at the time, which was the Poker 3. And I was like, bro, I need the Poker 3. But at the time, the Poker 3 was sold out. You could not find the Poker 3 unless you wanted to pay aftermarket prices for it, which was eBay. So I went with RGB. I went with this thing called the Gons GK87 Pro. And it was really nice. I really, really liked it. And then I was like, okay, I still want a higher end keyboard because, I don't know, I like the keyboard. It was fun to have on my desk. So again, I looked for a Poker, couldn't find it. Bro, then I saw the godsend, dude. Then the God rays, the light came down on this thing called the Tofu. I was like, it's RGB and it looks sweet. And I was too nervous at the time to build it myself, so I actually hired someone in Canada to build it for me via a build service. And they did. And it was a really fun keyboard. I did it with brown switches. They built it for me. Then I was like, I want to change switches, but I don't know how to desolder, so I'm going to buy a whole new tofu. So I bought a whole new tofu. And then I put in Telios switches. Because everyone at the time was talking big game about these things called Telios switches. So I put those in. No lube. Then I wanted to lube the switches. So I did what any smart, financially responsible person does, dude. I bought another tofu and built it this time here with lubed switches. So now I had 3 tofus. And then I basically got more into the hobby there. But yeah, I had 3 tofus, man. Fucking, what a waste. I didn't know you could just swap things out, man. I didn't understand that, dude. Like I was so new to it. There was no guide, didn't have any friends. But the next keyboard I ended up getting was a M60A, believe it or not. And I spoke to someone in the hobby that some of you guys might know, which is Mr. Keebs. I ran into him on Mech Market. And let me tell you, I give all this credit to Mr. Keebs, by the way. This is so important, by the way, because I think that interaction is huge. And this is why I stress being nice to people. The kindness of Mr. Keebs when I bought the keyboard off of him made me fall in love with the hobby more. Because I didn't understand anything. And he was so kind. He threw in some stuff for me. I was worried about things. I'm like, how do you do this? And I didn't know. And I felt bad asking this random guy who I didn't know was a keyboard streamer at the time. How do you do these things? Do you need, what are hot swap sockets? And he sat there and he explained everything to me it was no sweat off of his back. And that really, really shaped the way that I entered this hobby, because I was like, wow, someone's being super, super nice. I honestly, and I do not remember. I think Mr. Keebs was selling it for pretty close to retail. But that literally shaped the entire way that I approached this hobby. And I remember telling Reagan at the time that no matter what I do in this hobby, the focus will always be on community. And more so just having fun, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it isn't also a fun job. But I ultimately I don't want, a huge part of me does not want another thing to do in life that just feels like a job. So pretty much that's the story.
Alexotos is the lord of the Keebs. Huh? He has to take the 1 KTT Rose switch to be lubed in the fires of Mount Krytox while avoiding the trolls all along the way.
Krytox? Can you imagine? The one switch to rule them all? We came from the same area and ended up talking about our hometown. Yeah, and I think those particular interactions really sell you on a community. My introduction to audio, for example. Dutch, what's going on, bro? Thank you so much for 13 months.
3.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. My introduction to audio was the exact opposite. I bought my first pair of high-end headphones. And the shop that I bought it at... Okay, let me tell you this story too. Bought my first set of high-end headphones, right? I went to go to the shop and I picked it up, got home. The audio, the whole thing was not working. And I'm sitting there stressing because I'm I just spent how much money on this piece of audio equipment and it's not working out of the box? Brand new, out of the box. Went to them. They told me it works for us. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what are you, because they took it and brought it to the back. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It literally does not work. I got an amp and everything. So then, after tons of they're like, oh, we can't take it back. It's final sale because you put it on. It's a headphone, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, well, can you help me? I'm new to this. And they're like, hey, listen, there's nothing we can do. And this is not a big business either. This is a mom and pop shop. And I'm just like, well, fuck, man. And I tried to do it online and people were just, welp, Justin, it's one here actually, JJW. It's fucking. I've had good experience with them other than that one time, but it was that one time. I don't remember the Babler Radio, I think. But yeah, they didn't want to help me, and then it turned out that the cable was just the cable. Literally, after all that research, it was like 2 weeks. The headphones weren't working. I had to go buy myself another cable, and I had asked Odyssey for a replacement, but it was gonna be a while because they were, I think at the time, like short on cables. So I just went and bought another cable. Spent another like $100 on a cable, which was shitty, but like it just wasn't a fun experience. And then on top of that, like forums weren't helpful, people online weren't helpful. I don't know, it just wasn't fun. It was the LCD2s at the time. Great headphones, just shitty that the cable didn't work. Odyssey was helpful though. Wouldn't you usually show the customer that it works instead of testing it? I think they just wanted to get me out of there because I went twice. They just wanted to get me out of there. It's just one of those situations where it's like, maybe because I'm newer to something, they just thought they could just like shoo me away. Your community has been pretty nice to me when it comes to my questions. Yeah, dude, honestly, I personally don't consider questions stupid questions. So, Heart Audio. I don't know if Geo's here right now. I think Geo's been making audio cables too. I kind of want to get an audio cable from Geo. I'm not gonna lie, this does not load up for me. What are my favorite switches? KTT Roses. Is that a dumb question? Oh, I thought you were being legitimately serious, Savs. But no, it's not a dumb question. Trust me, it isn't. You need to convince Troy to stream some more or sometime. God damn it, dude. I think a lot of people would be really fun streamers, but streaming is very taxing on your mental health. I'll tell you right now. What's your favorite PCB? My favorite PCB. If I don't say Wilbur PCBs right now, is Wilbur gonna hate me? Bro, let's go with the fucking DZ60, bro. Let's go with the DZ60 because that has meaning and history to me, okay? The DZ60. Hey, if you ever want to be a complicated PCB to solder as your first thing, you get the DZ60 because that thing has so many holes in it for different switch layouts or keyboard layouts. The DZ60, bro. The workhorse of the keyboard world? Yeah, pretty much, right? Literally the workhorse of the keyboard world. Why is there a random oolong switch in here? Real. What's your favorite key on the keyboard? Control, because I like to be in control, my guy. That's why, honestly. That's a real answer right there. The Snow Pro is Swiss cheese with layout options. Snow Tools is trash though. Snow Pro? Which was that one? Oh yeah, I think Geo told me. But the thing is, extra cost right now, I don't know if I can like bring myself to do it, you know? So I'm waiting till I feel like it'd be good. But that's one of the sets that's still on my list. Come on. I know this is the problem I've always had with FFF switches. They're a little bit bigger in tolerance. Doesn't help that it's a PC plate. PC plate's really nice quality, by the way. Sometimes PC plates are a little bit rougher looking. This is quite nice. Do you happen to know how much Aero 75 will be? I don't know if Oak said something during the stream, but I don't think they have like a proper price. I think it was going to be like anywhere between $350 and $400. I'm listening to a podcast to podcast, and you used to really love the thermal. How does it stack up? Dude, I still use the thermal. My thermal is, well, it's lying, I think, yeah, it's lying in that corner over there because I'm taking pictures of it. I use it a lot. And believe it or not, I use it a lot for photos too because it's really pretty looking. Alex, I just recently bought a Fuji X-T20 and was wondering what cheap, affordable lenses to get. Hey, Kip, did you get the kit lens or did you just buy the body? Because I'm not going to lie, the kit lens, pretty sick. I haven't going to keep it real with you, man. I have an expensive 16 to 50. Is it 16 to 55? Yeah, I have like the f2.0 16 to 55. But, bro, for a lot of photos, I use the kit lens. Kit lens is pretty pog. I'm not gonna lie. I have the 35mm f2. I've heard good things about that lens. The thing is, I don't do enough walking around anymore for that lens to matter to me. But if I was doing like a lot of walking around photography, I think I would grab that lens. Just got the body, I got it secondhand. If you can, honestly, kit lens, or I guess it depends on what you're trying to do too. 35mm or like a 50mm is also a great choice. No, the Lewitt mic is fantastic. If I could, I would still be using the Lewitt mic because I actually liked and preferred the way that the Lewitt mic sounded. I use, what mic is this called again? The 416 MKH416 from Sennheiser. It's a good shotgun mic, like it's nice. But the only reason I use it nowadays is because like I don't want shit in my face while I'm streaming. So it just kind of sits. It's small too. It sits out of frame. But again, if I could, I would still be using the Lewitt mic. The Lewitt mic had like a particular sound signature that was just beautiful to me, and I loved it. Yeah, the MKH is also expensive too. It's just, again, it's so handy for what I'm doing. I think Teja uses the exact same one. We're talking about cameras, I think audio. Yeah, dude, their tones and just like, the one that I had was the Sub-Zero, just no internal noise at all. It was crazy. For a wide angle, I want to try out the 16mm. Can I be honest about wide angle lenses? You really have to want to use wide angle. I've owned tons of wide angle lenses and they've all collected dust. Bro, my Mammoth PCB is fucking dead. Wait, how did that happen, V-Dub? Did you just die out all of a sudden, or did it come dead? Camera audio stuff? Not much. That feels like I'm a little bit behind.
You still owe us the room tour, Alex.
I know.
But anyway,
dude,
hope
Brady,
you're doing great and always happy.
I was literally thinking about that today, and then you know what happened? You have access to my schedules now. Same thing. We're back to like streaming 5 to 6 times a week. I thought we were gonna go back to our normal 3 to 4. Not happening, it looks like. Just so many things to get done for keyboards. So I haven't found the day to do it. Tomorrow, I was gonna do it tomorrow and do something like another errand today, but I wanted to do photo work today. Yeah, I agree with you, Tessa. It's just not, I don't know. I don't use wide angle as much as I used to. It definitely, I agree with that too, Punk. It's an acquired taste. Plus, you really have to have the opportunity to use it. Every time I purchased one, it collects dust. Wide angle lenses, but I also did a lot of event photography. I think event photography is great for that though. But I think, again, that's a particular use case. All right, this is done. Let's put these back in the bag. All right, everything's soldered together. Let's actually put this. Oh wait, no, you said to also put the gaskets. I think the gaskets, which ones? Oh, I see where these go. Let's put it all on the plate then. My favorite lens is a 50mm 1.2. Yeah, 50mm lenses are fantastic. I think they're a great way to learn about your camera and your skills with your gear as well. It's been nice not having to own a shit ton of lenses. Yeah, I think another really valid thing too is not owning a lot of gear and honing your skills with what you already have is a very, very valid thing to do. Super valid thing. A lot of people don't do that, believe it or not. They kind of just jump into things, buy a shit ton of gear, and then get confused. When you start your keyboard journey, how do you control your financial situation? Okay, well, I've told this a few times too. I didn't. When I started into keyboards, this is before I started streaming, and kind of bleeding into it as well. I was going through a weird time where I didn't know what to do with my life, and I wasn't exactly like 100% happy with things, and I ended up kind of falling into keyboards, and I really liked it, obviously, and I spent a lot of money, and it wasn't a healthy amount of money because I just kind of I've done this once before in my life. It wasn't as bad this time, but I ended up spending a lot of money on keyboard stuff just because like it made me feel better. And I realized pretty quickly, because again, I've done this once before in my life, that it was just not healthy. So I'm just adjusting the foam a little bit. But yeah, that's just I didn't control it is the short story. It controlled me. But again, I realized it pretty quickly, and for the first few months, to I'd say a year, I had to kind of deal with that. But that's why I talk so much about financial responsibility, because it's easy to get lost in purchases, and it's really, really easy to feel good after buying them, buying things. So I think it's really important to remember that even in keyboards, the hobby that you love, you can and should be financially responsible, but you can get lost in it. If you want to break them in quicker, what did Teleport ask? To break in HyperLED stock? I would recommend it if you really want to break them in, do it stock. But you can still break them in while they're lubed. How often do I get recognized? A few times people have stopped what they were doing to say hi, but less than you'd think. It's a very niche hobby. More people don't recognize me from streams. They recognize me from like Instagram. No, honestly, I'm so awkward with everything too. Like, I was talking to Tim about this. I think, I don't know. I think it's just, I'm also very, like, I don't go out very much. I think I just like doing keyboard stuff. I like being in a community of people. I'm moving to Toronto in January. Hope to see you, bro. Oh, is it like a permanent move? Or are you doing like is it like a school thing? Did you get to work one? I don't know if that's even coming my way anymore at this point. Like I've heard nothing from that team. But that happens quite often. Is there any creep situations with someone you know? No, nothing like that. I think our thing is like very niche. Our hobby. Plus, like, I hate saying this too, but I do have an advantage of I'm a guy. Tend to have it a little easier off like that. Talking about finances, I'm still trying to decide between Box Inc. V2s or the JWK Splash Brothers. What an interesting name for a Switch. The Splash Brothers? What even Switch is that, bro? Oh my god, there's so many new Switches I don't know about. And I stream like literally every day with doing keyboard stuff. What Switch is that? I can't say I've heard of that one there. The QK60 will be soon. Very, very soon. I think the 13th.
Couldn't wait for the promise. I proposed when my fiancée and I went out on a trip.
Ah.
She said yes, now we wait for the key. Less than 3 keys.
Did you tell her about the key?
3.
Congratulations though, man. That's huge. Congrats though, bro. Did you tell her about the keyboard though? That would have been so cool with the keyboard. Hey, it was cool anyways, man. Congratulations. Sorry, I'm just grabbing a cloth. That's huge. Congratulations, dude. If I ever see you behind me at the post office, I'm gonna take extra long, bro. Then get ready to be in my stories. I almost feel bad sometimes about telling those stories, but at the same time, like literally, I don't know, man. Should I feel bad? Do I need to rip that? I guess I didn't. My friend who got me into Fuji wants the 50 mil at 1.0. That's really wide open. That's gonna be such a super, super small, shallow depth of field. That's crazy. Oh, hi Booth, how you doing? Hello everybody. Screwdriver. Oh, it's the same bits. Has anyone tried favorite switches? Oh, and the person who asked about Gator on inks, I don't know the other switch at all.
Hope you're having a good week.
Is the wrong bit for this? Oh yeah, I think this is the wrong screw. Oops. I think I have to use these ones. Hi Patty. Hello, hello. How are you doing? Oh yeah, this is a different bit. Which bit do I need for this? My bits are so disorganized. It's a Torx bit, but which one? It's not this one, is it? It is. Okay, perfect. Doing great, a lot better than a few days ago. Did something happen a few days ago? Or did you say you were sick? I can't remember. There's been a few people that were sick in chat. So nice. Thank you, Lo-Fi. I appreciate you, man. Hopefully you're having a great day today, dude. I thought so. I don't know if that's US or AD. Hibiki, I think, is 360 something. Ziyami, thank you so much for the prime, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, dude. $360. Can't let the day end without saying hello to this stud muffin. Burbs, if you were a muffin, I'd eat you all up in one bite. Huh? Oh, thank you so much for the prime, dude. I appreciate that, man. Hey, Alex, is this the first time you're using PBT Fans Resonance? No, I used it on one other build, and it looked great. Like, I think it's a nice looking set. I really, really do. I think Kate said I gotta twirl this once or twice to get this like in. Ah, okay, I see how that's gonna work. Okay, so let's just do this first, and we'll do it the overly complicated way of putting this in here. How does this go this way? Huh? It's like a trick to getting this in, she said. So it sits in its little department. I think all she was doing was this. Kind of twirling it in place there. Nope, missed that. Plug it in and then place it on the PCB, lift it a little and twirl the cable. Lift it a little? Hold on. No, make a loop, not twisty twist. Make a loop. You know what? I'm gonna do it like this and plug it in like this. Cause I'm not gonna lie, instructions unclear. Your boy doesn't really get it. Let me send you a pic. Hell yes, please do. Not getting it. I'm gonna wait for Kate to send me a picture. Lift it up and make a loop. Oh, does she mean like this? I think I got it. Nope, don't got it. I need to get a screwdriver. That's okay. Live, thank you so much for your prime, dude. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, dude. Slowly, and not what, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Dude, this would be a perfect opportunity to use the that new thing that Wolf made for the daughter boards, where it just kind of has like those, oh, we got it, those lay-in ones. think I got it. That Toasty guy? Why does Toasty go by Wolf? That confuses me. That's cool. That looks so sweet. Right, I think that's it. I don't think we need to do anything else. Is it sitting okay? I'm hoping it does. It's his first name? Is it Wolf Toasty? Didn't even realize that. Is it true that if you put Rama keycaps on a Hibiki, you'll have 7 years of bad luck? Probably. Honestly, you probably will. It's like breaking a mirror. It might be, dude. Is there a particular way this goes? Yes. Logo goes on the back. What key light are you using? Key light. Oh, for my photography, or are you talking about my stream? Because for my, technically for both, I use compact nan lights. So nan light compact 200 for the stream and 100 for my photography. Just because I can't be arsed to move the other one at all. And because I can't be arsed to move it, yeah, boy, don't care. They both provide a much plentiful amount of light. What bit is this? Same bit? Same bit? It is. These are interesting little screws. I think it's the same bit. Aw, shit. What's up, Snoopy? It's pretty neat looking. Look at this. It's like a little bubble of things. It's cute. I like this. I asked Kate the most ridiculous question, by the way, guys. I was like, how come you didn't add RGB? And then I didn't realize that there's nothing to diffuse the RGB. But my small brain just wanted lights and colors. And then she's like, oh, they just be dots of colors. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's no diffusion. That's true. So felt like an idiot after asking that one there, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of felt a little small brain. Gamer moment. Thoughts on the budget Akko Alice board Pro? I think you guys have showed me that. I don't really have any like true good thoughts on it because I haven't used it or looked at it at all. So I don't really have any like good, like, I don't know. I guess I don't have any good like, is it a good type of thing, etc. So I don't know. Nothing to, I don't have any real thoughts there. Nothing to share. Make sure it's all done up nice. Again, with any screws, guys, just go until it stops. I'm not gonna like overly tighten these things at all. Until it stops is all you need to do. Does the polycarbonate base make it feel less premium? No, not at all. Well, it's pretty like even flex there. It still has a bit of weight to it. It's just not like, it's just not super heavy. But I mean, like, I think I've built plenty of keyboards that weren't super heavy. Oh, that looks really nice already. Let me clean up a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm a sucker for this orange, or sorry, this yellow-brown combo already. Because that looks super nice. Dang, I like that. Dust is already settled everywhere. Put tape mod wide Alex on it. Okay. Actually, it's too big. It wouldn't fit. That's meant for a TKL, I think. Stop suggesting the tape. I think Wilba, not even Kate, Wilba would just kill me. I've already like modded the shit out of the thermal because I thought it was fun. And he rolled his eyes at me one time. Time to fill it with polyfill. You know what you could do? Because I know someone's gonna fucking do this, dude. I know someone is like, you know those people who collect K-pop cards? Bro, for all you K-pop stands, you can put your cards in the bottom. Your cards of your favorite K-pop member groups. And you can stick them in the bottom and then flip them up and, you know, like take a look. I know you guys are gonna do that. So I'm already just gonna give you a suggestion, okay? I already know you're gonna do it. Because it's not a storage tub. Kate, you're just not looking at the bigger picture here. It could be a storage cup too. That double marketing for you. You're welcome. So it could be used to display your waifus. In your case, you're using anime cards or K-pop cards. Wilba is like slowly typing up a why Alex is never getting keyboards from me again. He's like, nope, nothing for Alex anymore. This is it. Sticker bomb on the inside of the PC. I mean, that would actually be kind of cool, though. But I mean, it is what it is. Does this brown match? Do we like it? Interesting sound profile already. I think this kind of matches. It's kind of cool. Could be better? I guess so. It's a little darker, but... Most creative use of window space gets a free Hibiki. I'm here for that. Is the right profile? Do we want that there? Yeah. Do we want that there? Wait, did you guys want the green? I think this keycap set works. Is there more green? No, I think this is... there's some other green bits and pieces. Come on, Noiseless. Not really. There's not really a lot more green. Do we go with the green number row? I don't know. Why would you fill it with sand? Ooh, the alphas are sounding... This is definitely one of those keyboards where you have to start filling with keycaps for the sound to really pop. No green? You could turn it into a snow globe? Why has nobody done that yet? Why has nobody done a fucking snow globe keyboard? Huh? Why has nobody done snow globe keyboard yet? I would legitimately buy one for Christmas and use it every single year. Did you use the PE foam? There was no PE. I don't know. Kate, was there PE foam with, supposed to be PE foam with this too? There was just mid foam. I think that's all I read on the website too, but I used the mid foam for this. Yeah, I think I did. Oh, yeah, I did. Why do you need to commit crimes? Why do criminals criminal? Because they can. I actually need a keyboard. I'm just so bad at choosing my own. Built 110 client keyboards and still can't make it my mind. Wait, Booth, how many keyboards do you personally own? Why do criminals crime? I can't think of a good rhyme for that. I can't think of a good one. Calling this out? Bro, listen here. I have a very nice selection of personal keyboards. And I still use the same like 4 over and over and over again. Wait, did we say we're using the green ones or no? Ooh. I need arrows. Where the fuck are the arrow keys? Oh, right here. Is it? Oh, is it? Go green? I think the green would be kind of cool. Maybe 2? What? You only have 2 keyboards? I'm very surprised. Usually content creators just have so many lying around. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. I'm literally shocked. Oh, we'll do green then. How many do you have? At one point, I think I personally had like 120, but since I did the little sub thingy, and then I've just been giving a lot away too. I think we're at like 85. That's how many we've given. That's how many I've given away. And then we're doing another one. I was gonna do one mid-October, but I don't think we're gonna have time to do it. So I think we're gonna do another giveaway thingy in mid-November. We're giving away another like 15. Oh, that looks cool. Oh, that does look nice. Wait, the alphas sound really good. Alphas I'm kind of particular with. Spacebars I like the variety of. Wait, did I want to use these arrows? Fuck it, we'll use these ones. But I am very particular with alpha keys because that's what I'm typing on the most, and I feel like that's the thing I need to sound the best. I don't know which profile goes where. Hold on, guys, while I figure this out. Please bear with me, chat. Chalk looks great. I think I would have liked. Okay, we'll use Serica another day because I do want to rebuild this with other switches as well. Let's put this guy here. This is called Resonance. GMK Brownie? GMK Brownie? Do you have a GMK Brownie? Bro, I don't know a lot of keycap sets, do I? Ooh. What do we think? Does that look nice? Oh, the back's pretty sweet. That's really cool, actually. I have to admit, that looks pretty sharp. That does look really cool. Poo board. See, this is why people don't do brown keyboards, because everyone relates it with like poo or something, and nobody wants to do them afterwards. That looks really cool. It looks really cool, like looking from the side like this too. This is gonna be so interesting to photograph. Wait, what happened? You should add the KVD. Dude, we're not doing the tape. Listen, that's not a today thing, okay? The tape is not a today thing, guys. The tape is gonna be another day thing. Pinky swear it. Pinky swear that's gonna be another day. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty shocked by the sound profile of this. Teha Types? He's returned? Well, okay, I already knew he returned. Hey, do you guys know why Teha Types left for 2 months? Some say it was because of his honeymoon. Others say it's because he got 360 no scope twice in one game. Okay, I'm leaving. Later, Teha. Thanks to the raid, bro. Bro, I literally spread that rumor the day of. The day that he left, I'm like, okay, the rumor has to go up now. It was the best rumor I've ever spread. Get no scoped. Honeymoon, haven't heard about those. Get bullied. Show the clip. I don't know where the clip is. I was trying to look for it the other day. I couldn't find it. You started it. Oh, is Teha gonna do? Dude, you guys remember when Teha started calling me Alexotos? You guys remember that? Who remembers that? Welcome back though, Teha. How was the trip? How was your vacation? Teha learned some Italian words too, guys. I'm very proud of him.
Heyo.
Hey, Super Migosta, how you doing? I'm very proud. He learned.
Thanks for asking.
I didn't ask, bro. Siri just said I'm good. Thanks for asking, bro. I didn't ask. I literally didn't ask. Oh, Jesus, dude. Literally didn't ask, bro. I don't speak much, Teha, no. I speak very, very little. Just my luck to tune it. Dude, it's such a good scene. Oh, I just knocked my bowl of screws. Oh well. I'll clean it up later. I literally it's literally the best scene. I had like 5 screws in a box. It's okay, guys. It was literally nothing. Maybe she got triggered because of the Alexotos. No, it's Siri. It wasn't the other thing. All right, guys. Let's see what this sounds like. This is the Hibiki. Thank you again, Tay. I appreciate the raid, man. Hopefully the stream went well. This is the Hibiki. Oh, it stands up too. That's sweet. Here is some more angles of it. If you guys want to take a little look at this. It's quite nice. I do have a couple of screws loose. I think the polycarbonate, it looks really, really good. I am noticing if you press really hard on it, you can kind of hear the polycarbonate creak, the leaf springs. But I don't think you would ever do that because it's just pressing up against the polycarbonate on the bottom. Maybe it just needs to be revised by a little bit on the plate because I think it might be a little bit too big. I don't know. I'll take a look. It's very subtle. You can't really hear it too much. Probably not at all. I'm just being very nitpicky with this, by the way. Other than that, the finish is fantastic on both of the polycarbonate and the ano. Like literally flawless. I'm even very surprised by this, to be completely honest with you guys. I didn't think this finish would be as good as it was. Like, it is very, very good.
Next month it will be 3 years of a wonderful ride, my man. Wish
Bro,
you, as per usual, just the best.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate that, dude. Oh my god, 3 years though. That's crazy. I've been streaming for almost 3 years. It's super clean looking. I think it looks really good from this angle as well. Light hits it differently, obviously, guys. So like, depending on how the light hits it, it's gonna hit a little darker. But the chocolate color is nice. It's chocolate brown. I think it looks really, really, really sharp. It's a nice keycap set on it too. I think this was a good choice. So the chalk PCB from the top is brown. From the bottom, and I think these are really cool little additions too. It does have, I think you would consider this, it looks like brown traces and then a black bottom to this guy over here. So it looks nice. I quite like that. I think that's a nice touch, and all of them will have matching PCBs and stuff. So that's cool. I think that's really, really cool. It's just it's like attention to detail. But let's see what this sounds like. Let's get rid of the arrow off the desk. As much as I like that keyboard. Oh. Hold on. I don't think I screwed in the... Hold on. I noticed something I did wrong. I don't think I screwed in the daughter board all the way because I was nervous to screw it in when I shouldn't be. So let me screw that in a little bit more before we do the sound test. I was nervous, okay. Injection molded, post machined, then polished again. Pretty cool, pretty cool. The color scheme for this Hibiki really matches my Minecraft logo, or the Minecraft logo. What a tease. Okay, right after this, I won't even do like a this is the keyboard type thing. We'll just get straight to it. I pinky swear it, dude. Pinky swear. Let's just unplug it here. Was the hex? Oh yeah, the hex I built recently was indeed the V2. It was indeed the V2. It's nice. It's honestly a nice keyboard. Well, since you're taking it apart, might as well put the tape mod. Guys, I hate to break it to you, the tape mod is probably not going to happen today. I hate to break it to you. Did I not? Does this need to be adjusted a little bit or screwed down a little bit more? Or am I the one who's not on the right here? This is a polycarbonate bottom, yeah. Is it just not aligning properly? It does look like there might be an alignment issue, but let me take this out for the time being and see if there is an issue with it. Bottom, watch this. Ooh, the Cyberpunk anime is so good, bro. There might be a little bit of an alignment problem with this. Maybe it's a thread insert. It could be, it very well could be. Let's see, let's take these out. Take the screws out too. Let's put these off to the side. I have a million trays and I'm not using a single one of them. Let's grab a quick tray. Studio Trigger, dude, it's actually so good. If you like Studio Trigger's work, I think you'll like that one there. A lot. There's a quite a noticeable purple tint to the PC. I'm not noticing it. It could just be the reflection of my shirt too, because my shirt is gray purplish kind of thing. So it could be the reflection as well. No, I actually think that it's not sitting right. Unless it's supposed to go upside down? No, it's not. Oh, is it? It actually looks like it sits upside down. Okay, it doesn't look like it's aligning properly. So there's a little bit of an issue with alignment there. And this is me pressing down like all the way with some force, as you can see with my thumb. So it does look like there's a bit of alignment problems there. When you flip it over though, it works fine. I just don't think I have the screws to flip it over. I'm not too sure why that is. I don't think it's from the threaded inserts. They're not popping out. We need to fit that again? Yeah. This is a prototype too, guys, by the way. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to do it that way. So what I might do is I might just flip it around and see if I can get it to screw in this way for the time being. Do I have a long enough screw for this is the question. I don't think I do. I really don't. Did you get a photo of your setup? Of like the whole setup right now? Foam time? No. You know what? Let me try doing one thing. Very clear that there's an alignment issue there, but let's see. Can I just like still get the USB-C to fit? I don't have a photo of my current setup. It's mostly just streaming stuff in this room, so I haven't been too with it when it comes to taking photos and stuff. Oh, I wish this was magnetized. Tape it? No, taping it wouldn't work. Plug it in while you screw? That's not a bad idea, but it's okay. I think we're just gonna screw it in from the two screws here. Oh my gosh. I don't think I'll be able to get the USB-C in today, guys. Unfortunately, I'm probably gonna do something where I jerry-rig it and then like flip the bottom upside down. Flip this upside down. I just don't have the right screws for that today. But for the time being, let's just see what it sounds like. I won't be able to plug it in fully today, unfortunately. Any hot swap rev? You mean recommendations? Like recommendations? I don't know what's out there right now for hot swap PCBs, truth be told. I kind of like the way this is seated now too. Sad. Oh, it's okay. I mean, it happens with prototypes. Oh, revisions. About WinKey? Do you want a WinKey? I do like WinKey. Or I do like WinKeyless rather. But I think I would need it on the actual frame of the case. No underglow because it would not be diffused. I literally asked this question earlier myself, and then it hit me. I'm like, there's no diffusion actually happening with this. So that makes sense. I'm surprised Wilbur didn't throw in perky RGB, but I'm also not surprised at the same time because I think it's a feature nobody uses. Maybe now because people have those like clear keycaps, but I still feel like not a lot of people use them. Does it come with HIBIKI fur? I don't think you can sell that. I don't know if that's considered a sellable thing if you're doing it in bulk. Simulate HIBIKI. What's your favorite switches? What can I say today? Dude, I've been really vibing, personally, with the leftovers from making holy pandas. The unholy pandas? Yeah, let's just go with those today. Unholy pandas, pretty pog, bro. They're pretty sweet. They have a nice crunch from the crappy springs. If your switches aren't crunchy, are you really typing on a professional keyboard? Let's see, will it be able to like yank in there? No, it won't be. All right, let's just see what this sounds like. So Kate already mentioned that they're gonna look into the USB port thing. That might have just been like something to do with the latest injection molded shit. But let's see what the keyboard sounds like here before we get into the next little phase of this. Let's put this. You like unholy pandas? Let's see what this sounds like, guys. Oh, wait, that sounds really good. It sounds great. I think the PC plates, I think aluminum would have made this too resonant and too chattery. So nice.
Sounds
Thank you,
like
Forbidden.
a keyboard.
And the keyboard definitely has a little bit of resonance to it already. Like you can hear it if you guys pay attention. But I think it kind of adds to this a little bit. Like it's not a bad resonance. It's not like the metal resonance you usually get. Yeah, the alphas are really nice. You know, I kind of like this spacebar though. It's different. It's like even the keyboard we built yesterday, it just hit kind of different, you know? Oh yeah, because the keycap sits. Is it called resonance? Yeah, it's called resonance. Yeah, the spacebar is nice. Okay, my honest thoughts here. I thought the keyboard would be. I know Kate had sound tests, but again, they're just sound tests online. Did I miss a compliment, Richie? Richie, listen, I know the keyboard sounds good, bro. But you sound better, all right, my guy? Hopefully you're having a great day, dude. Hopefully the rest of your week goes fantastical. I love you, dude, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm proud. I thought the keyboard would sound a little bit hollow in person. And I thought the spacebar, depending on like, I don't know. The reason I wanted to go with FFF switches as well, not only because they color match, just because like, I know sometimes with these particular switches, it doesn't usually sometimes produce like my favorite spacebar. But I'm actually really surprised. Like, I'm actually very surprised by that spacebar. Is there a mounting point underneath the spacebar? There is. Which is, I feel like you kind of need it on this though. And that might also is causing that like, I don't know. It's a nice sound. The obvious glaring issue, which we have to point out, is this not being aligned, which Kate said they're going to get fixed. It doesn't look like it's that big of a deal to get fixed, but I don't know if like this is finalized or something like that. But that's really it. Everything else is like pretty smooth. There's nothing really else. Like the keyboard's pretty straightforward. It's a hot swap board with a nice little window on the bottom that you can do cool things with, I suppose. Pretty damn straightforward. I don't think there's anything else too crazy about this. I love this. I think this is the first time I've seen, maybe there's been one other one that's been acrylic, but probably just a cooling thing. It's probably just a cooling thing we mold. So get a new base out to you. It sounds good, Kate. Thank you so much. Spacebar sounds sturdy. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds really good. I'm very surprised by the sound profile. Here, let's try an ABS spacebar because I know you guys are not going to rest until I try one. why I don't take my headphones off when I go over there. Let's see what ABS spacebar sounds like. Will that color have worked? It's super, like, dude, I don't know if I can show you guys this nice on stream. I'm gonna turn off the music just so you guys can focus. It has like a lot of bounce. Oh yeah, the other thing too is, listen to this. Again, I don't think this is gonna matter in the long run, but I do think the plate might be a little, just ever so slightly, like a hair too big in the, I guess the little grooves on the aluminum part, or maybe it's from the polycarbonate part. I'm not too sure. I think it's the aluminum part though. But you can kind of hear it rubbing just ever so slightly. So I do think that needs to be adjusted just ever so slightly as well. But this is what the ABS sounds like. Okay. The ABS sounds way better, but that's just my bias. I don't know if you guys think the ABS will sound better. I don't know. I feel like both sound full, but the ABS is obviously sharper, as it normally is. But pretty unique. Like, I definitely think the base of this keyboard is pretty unique. It's cool to see all the work that you've put in. Like, you can sort of see your switch color, but it's cool to see the components of the keyboard. I think that's really awesome looking. It's rare that you see something like this. I don't think I've personally seen something that's clear like this. And it's a really good finish too, which is awesome. Like, really, really good finish. So, too many good boards coming out. I know, man. I know. As for pricing, I think pricing is pretty decent for this. You are getting some pretty quality stuff in here, like the Wilba PCB. I like Wilba PCBs. And it's a pretty unique concept of a keyboard, too. Again, those few things, I think the only, like I said, the only true glaring thing in priority list would be this, the USB-C cutout. And then I would say the plate definitely needs to be shrunk just a tiny, like, hair. But really, really cool. I like this a lot. I'm gonna put back this keycap set because I still think this keycap set kind of slaps. And honestly, I don't mind the PBT. Oh, this is creating a rattle. This is kind of nice. Like, I don't mind the PBT spacebar. Yeah, that would be awesome, Kate. Because again, like, a lot of flex going on here, but you can definitely hear it grinding up against the side just ever so slightly, and it might not be noticeable. Well, it definitely isn't. You need this keycap set. It looks good on this. I think this looks really sweet. I love the brown anno. This is really nice. I like the way it feels. It's very soft, and again, I've been kind of biased towards soft keyboards lately, so just so you guys know. What am I doing? So keep that in mind as well, that I do have a bit of a bias towards that. But yeah, other than that, I quite like it. It's quite nice. Someone said Halo vibes with that set. Master Chief vibes? Maybe. Maybe, dude. All right, let's plug in the other keyboard because I can't get some here to plug in, obviously. And then let us do our thing. There's been like a fruit fly flying around this room, and I don't know why, but it's cheesing me. I think it's right there, dude. Kill it. Now it's gonna be dead. All right, let's do a raid for someone. Maybe because I probably smell, huh, guys? A snack? Huh? I wish Kitty Cat was made in higher numbers. I'm kind of on the opposite. I really don't care for. I don't know. I've had too many bad experiences with the few cat sets I have to care about them anymore. Every single spacebar has been like warped to the point of non-usable with every single possible cat set that I have. So, oh yeah, like we can rate Interloper. I got you, Frank. I have to go back to my chat though. So that's kind of my my experience with that. 2K60 will be next week on the 13th. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I will be doing another stream tomorrow. and then the day after, and then the day after. So it's going to be another long week of streams. So I will see you guys literally tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys as always. And thank you guys so much for being here. Let's take a moment to raid Interloper Creative. Say what up to him. And take care, everybody. Good night, everyone. Peace out, guys.